Namaste everyone, and thank you for tuning into my channel. It's Jeni Ji and Bella Ji. For those of you who know my little baby girl, she's in my videos because she's always with me, she's always hanging out with me. So she is my little boo-boo. Right, baby, yeah, I know, little sweetheart. So anyways, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel in order to get new videos that come up. And like the video because it really helps me out. Share the video and make some comments. Like, seriously, let me know what's going on with you guys, right? With these energies right now, they're off the charts. And that's exactly why I'm doing a lot more videos right now, okay? So in this video, I am going to chat about the weekly collective from September 18th to 22nd of what to expect, like what energies that are coming up, what you might be feeling and going through, and also how to work with these energies. Like, I always utilize the energy as best as I can. If I'm working through something and I'm like, oh, Spirit, I need help with this, if I need clarity, if I need more strength or whatever it is, I'll say, Spirit, please give me the strength to help me work through this. And, you know, that's what they're there for. Like, there's a lot more energies of spirit coming to the surface now. They're a lot more closer to you. So some of you might have noticed a lot more signs that you have been getting. And really pay attention to that because it's so important. Your guides are trying to talk to you more. Some of you having a lot more vivid dreams. Really pay attention to those dreams and the messages that are coming through. Okay, like this weekend, September 17th, 18th, I know today's the 18th, you have found that your soul has been speaking to you more, what direction you want to go towards, who is overstepping their boundaries with you is really, really huge this weekend. Okay, you might notice that all of a sudden you're getting slammed with phone calls, with messages, and people are wanting you to do this or to do that. Let it go. You have to take time for you. So this weekend, especially today, you're going to get set with your boundaries. And it's really, really important that you take time out for you. I cannot express that enough. I get slammed with over 2,000 messages a day. My priority is my clients, unless there's some emergency or something. So just to let you know, like this, we have like 7 planets in retrograde right now, you guys. Like, oh my gosh, we're still in Mercury retrograde. We have the full moon coming up in Pisces on the 25th. Make sure you watch that video I did. I've also done Mercury retrograde video, so tune into that. We've had the new moon energy, which I did a video for that. So there's a lot of different videos I've done to answer a lot more of your questions as well. Okay, so we have Mercury, Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, Jupiter, Chiron, and Neptune planets in retrograde. I was going to say in jeopardy, but kind of yes, but kind of no, right? They each represent different energies and such like that. So this weekend too, you might have noticed, and it's going to be lingering on a little bit more with that Chiron energy. That's the wounded healer. So some of you might have found that there's certain memories that have been coming back from your childhood, okay? Or when you're younger and you're like, oh wow, why is that memory? And it's going to be like a painful memory, some traumatic experience. It could be something simple as somebody said something to you in your family that you're like, wow, that really hurt me. I can't believe you said that, or somebody's betrayed you, something like that. Okay, really go within and really take a look at that, because when things come to the surface for you, it's because your soul is doing that on purpose for you to heal and let go and work through that energy. Like, no one likes to deal with painful stuff. Like, who does, right? But you cannot run from that. That's your soul trying to clear energy and work through it. That's why we have all of these different energies right now. There's so many different reasons why. Okay, but just take time for you. You know, like I said, your boundaries are going to get tested even more. I've had even so many phone calls coming in this morning already demanding from people, what do you see? What do you see? And I don't, and I'm not going to get back to that. If it's a client, I will for sure. Okay. Or else you just get drained. And believe me, I've learned that the hard way. Right. So really reflect on what lessons that you guys have been learning, you know, like this past year. And if there's anybody that you'd want to forgive right now, or from the past, like, you know how I said family wounds, especially, you don't have to physically see them or talk to them face by face or contact them if you don't want to. Like, I've always been the black sheep of my family. They basically threw me out when I was younger child on my own, and I've had to defend on my own. And I'm like, you know what? It's very, very connected with past life as well. There's a lot more to it. Like, I do past life readings, so I give a lot of explicit details of why this is happening, who they are, how to clear that karmic situation and such like that. So it's really important for you to forgive that person regardless of what they did. And you can do that forgiveness within. You know, it's like, you know what? I forgive you for what you did to me or what you said or whatever it is. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I want to let that energy go. I don't want to be connected with that energy more. And I'm going to walk my own path now. I'm going to walk my path of peace. And I'm letting you go. And make sure, regardless, and I know some of you are going to be like, yeah, but Jeni, they did this and that. Believe me, I know. I know, right? I know. I'm not even going to go on about that. Don't get me started now, right? So whenever you're letting that person go, it doesn't matter who it is, always wish them the best. It's like, you know what? I'm releasing my brother, my mother, my sister, like whoever it is, let's say, or, you know, doesn't matter. And I truly do wish them the best. I really hope that they find what they're looking for, you know, and wish them much happiness and peace and prosperity in that. However, my connection with you is now settled. We're now done. Okay. And I mean, you very well will connect with them, you know, at another time for whatever reason. You know, often tragedies, like if there's a death in the family, let's say, it can bring people back together. Certain things like that. And that's something else. That's something different. You can always book a reading with me and I can go over those steps and explain to you a lot more with that. But take a look at yourself. It's for you to really move forward and move on. Okay. This weekend, we also had a Master Number Day on Friday, for those of you who remember Friday. And on the 19th, it's all about karma, destiny, and fate. Okay, so I really want you guys to let me know if something happens to you that day, right? Mark that on your calendar. I talked about it in another video. Karmic situations, fate, destiny. See what happens that day, okay? And really, really pay attention to what happens, right? Regardless of the good, the bad, the ugly, right? Okay, really, really pay attention with that and keep a journal about it, right? Because a lot of karma will be shown. Okay, there's endings, there's new beginnings. You know, you might get that phone call from that job you wanted. You might hear from somebody you wanted to hear from. You might decide that, you know what, I just got fired from my job, or my person just broke up with me. There's a lot of endings and new beginnings that day in karmic situations. A lot of darkness will be exposed, as I call it. Nobody can run from karma or karmic situations, right? So it's the reality, and it sneaks up on you when you least expect it. It always does. It always has, right? We start moving into the fall, the autumn, the equinox on the 22nd of September. I love the fall. I love the autumn, the trees, the colors. And fall is a reminder of change, transformation, transmutation. What seeds you plant in the fall, you're going to see those results in the springtime. Okay, get on your vision board, you guys. Start marking down what you want to manifest. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. It doesn't matter if you say, I want $1 million. That's irrelevant. Mark it down if that's what you want, right? But be realistic, keep it real, you guys. Okay, it brings in a lot of change. It brings in a lot of time to let go. I do photography. It's like a photography's like dream world in the autumn and the fall, right? All the colors in the trees. I'm so excited. I can hardly wait. But we're getting snow coming in, right? Apparently, but that can change. Change is the key word to highlight for the autumn, for the fall. Pay attention, you guys. Okay? On the 25th, there's that full moon in Pisces. Now, I've already done a separate video on that. Okay, so for those of you who would like to know more about that full moon, what to expect, how to work and utilize that energies, watch that video. Okay, it's going to give you a lot more information, and we're all entwined with this energy right now, okay, in our own way. And it all comes down to walking your path in your authenticity, following what you resonate with, following your path. Like, I have people say, you know what, Jenny, what do I do? Like, who am I? And I'm like, well, you're the only person that's going to know who you are, right? But a lot of times, well, I shouldn't say a lot, depending, you know, certain people are like, you know what, you have to live your life this way. You have to grow up and be a doctor. You have to be an engineer. You have to be married by this age. You can't do that. You can't do that. This is how it is. There's been a lot of control and manipulation with families as well, in situations when other people are trying to control you and tell you how to live your life. You know, government especially, don't get me started on that. Don't even go there, right? But you have to walk in your own truth, what resonates with you. Look at, just to give you an example without going into details, look at somebody who's vaccinated with COVID and look at somebody who is not vaccinated. Look at how the war started just with that. If you're vaccinated, if you're not vaccinated, look at that energy, you guys. Really reflect on that. Really reflect on that. Everybody has their own opinion, and it should be the God-given right, freedom of rights. If you want the vaccination, have the vaccination. If you don't, you don't. That's your own bloody freedom. Okay, so don't get me started on that, okay? But just reflect back on that. Really take a look and see what energy happened and how all that came about, okay? So really keep a journal. I always suggest people keep a journal, especially for those people who are like, you know what, I don't understand why today I was good. And, you know, and then all of a sudden I'm feeling this. Or yesterday was such an awesome day, and then today is really bad. Why is that? Keep a journal. Like what I used to do is I would write down at the end of the day how my day was. I'd write down where I was, like if I was at work, if I was with friends or family or whatever. What happened that day? Was there any arguments? Was there anybody that drained me? What was I happy about? Always write down what you're grateful to, what you're grateful about. I'm so grateful for the tiniest little things. I'm even so grateful to be able to share these videos with you, right? Like the smallest little things for me can make me happy. It really doesn't take much for me to be happy. Okay, so write down what you're grateful of. I'm grateful I have a place to live. I'm grateful I have food to eat. I'm grateful I have good health. I'm very grateful I have a job. I'm very grateful. Like, you see what I'm saying? Write things like that down in your journal, but see how your whole day goes. And at the top of the page, write down if it was a good day or a bad day, right? And do that every day. And that way, if you're having a bad day, okay, look back on your journal, because you'll see the dates. See what you were doing. See what made you upset. So notice the pattern of, okay, you know what, I went to see this friend, or all of a sudden I got a phone call from that person, let's say, for an example. And if that person automatically got you angry, got you upset, made you starting to defend yourself, just really upset you or depressed you, really highlight that person, okay? Really highlight that person. And I know it can be very difficult, especially if they're a really good friend. I get that, right? But or even family member, right? So you have to take a look at, is that person making me happy? Are they draining me? This is time when you have to set those boundaries, you guys, right? This is time when you're like, you know what? I can't be around that energy anymore. I'm transforming. I'm really working on myself. I cannot handle being around negative people, toxic people. I can't hear about this problem and that problem anymore. We all have our own stuff to deal with, of course, right? You know, so really examine that. Really examine who is draining you, who is causing you drama, all of those things, right? And then it's up to you to make that call. I'm just saying, you guys, review, really take a look at it, okay? And this energy right now too, by the way, it's all about reflecting back to August 20th to the September the 9th, what that theme was. Okay, so this current energy now with this retrograde, it's also reflected back on that time frame. So what you were dealing with around that time, if you can remember, this is what you're healing now. This is what you're clearing now. This is what certain karmic situations are coming forward. You know, that 19th, the day of the 19th as well, that day could be reflected even on this time frame during that August 20th to September 9th. Okay, so really do some reflections on that. Okay, so make sure that you check out my other videos as well on Zodiac. I've done like Zodiac readings for the month to find out what's coming up for you, to find out your love vibes for your signs collectively and that too. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a couple of cards from Spirit just to see what Spirit collectively has to say. So whenever I'm doing a reading, I'm a psychic clairvoyant medium. I don't use cards, for those of you who don't know. Okay, but whenever I'm doing a video, this is collective energy. This is universal kind of energy, all for everybody involved. So of course, it's not going to be a one-on-one, right? Because it's me and whoever is watching the video. So let's just find a message here that Spirit wants us to say. And I'm going to use the deck here, Whispers of Lord Ganesha by Angela Heartfelt. So beautiful energy. And whenever you're using a deck of cards, you guys, doesn't matter what kind of cards they are, make sure you knock them on wood 3 times, because that clears the energy when you have last used them, or whenever whoever else has used them as well. Okay, so let's find out what the collective message here from Spirit is for September 18th to 22nd. What's the weekly message from September 18th to 22nd? September 18th to 22nd vibes. Ooh, there we go. Drive. Okay, so see how Lord Ganesha is driving? Okay, so this here is taking back your power. You are the driver of your own soul. You are the driver of your own vehicle. Your soul is your own vehicle, meaning energy as well. So you have that decision to set boundaries. You have that decision to make your own decisions. You're the driver's seat. It's your life. You're not living your life for everybody else. I know that, you know, there's family and stuff. And of course, I understand that. I get that. I get it. However, you still have to make the decisions that is best for you, your higher self, and your highest purpose. Don't forget about that. If you're giving all of your energy to everybody else and not saving and giving yourself your own energy, you're going to get drained. You're going to get exhausted. You're going to be scattered. Okay, you need to take time out for you. It's so important. So important. You're the driver of your own seat. Is there a career you want it to do? What's your passion? Follow your passions, you guys, right? Your passion brings through your inner child. Your passions can heal you. Your passions can lead you to your destiny. Your passions can lead you to part of your life purpose. There's so much more involved with that. Okay. So let's find out what the collective energy here of the Gratitude Oracle. Gratitude Oracle by Angela Heartfelt and Josephine Wall. Beautiful set of cards. Beautiful set of cards. I just love her work. I really love her energy. It just shows you whoever did the art of these decks, Is that not their calling? Is that not their destiny? Is that not their sole purpose? They're following their passion of their artwork. Like, look how beautiful that is. Some of them might, some people might do that as a hobby, or this could very well be professional, right? Obviously, the person who did this artwork, that's one of their main professions, or is their profession, because they're listening to their soul. They're like, you know what? I want to, be an artist, and I'm getting that call, and my soul is pulling me towards doing some oracle decks or cards or artwork, whatever it is. That's when you're following in an alignment within your soul, because you're following your soul's purpose. You're listening to your soul. Your soul is saying, do your art, right? Like anything. I'm just saying that whatever it is, right? We all have our own creative. We're all creative. We're all unique. We have our own gifted talents. You have to be authentic. You have to be yourself. You can't be somebody you're not. If you do, it's not going to work. Bottom line, right? So let's see what the energy, let's see what spirit and the universal collective is saying for the weekly collective message, September 18th to 22nd. Cards fell down. I didn't feel it. I'm very sensitive to energy. I didn't feel that. What's the weekly message here from Spirit for September 18th to 22nd? Wow, and I felt that. Okay, you are limitless. You can do anything you choose. Now, isn't that interesting how I just spoke about this artist, right? You know how I just spoke about the artwork here of following your passions and following your talents and your abilities? Absolutely. You can do anything you choose. Absolutely you can. If you want to go be a dentist, be a dentist. Mind you, my dentist is pretty hot. I'm just saying, if he's listening, I know. But anyways, that's another subject. So, but follow what it is, what you want to do, regardless of what it is. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's your journey. It's your soul's journey. Your soul's path. You cannot judge anybody. You cannot judge anybody. We all have our own path. We're here to follow the blueprints of our soul. If you're paying attention, if you're listening to your soul, you're going to know what direction to go. Okay, I'm going to pull another card here. I heard, let's pull another card from this deck. Okay, Spirit, what's your message here for the collective for September 18th to 22nd? What's your message here for Spirit, from Spirit, for us, September 18th to 22nd? What's your, wow. Oh, I'm liking this one. For all of those, take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. Wow. Now look at that. Look how beautiful that is. For those of you who are in relationships, I'm also a relationship coach, by the way. I do soulmate and twin flame readings too. But anyways, take a chance on love, okay? It doesn't, love is such a large world. It's a large word. Love is the number one power. It doesn't matter if you're the meanest person on the planet. That person deep down is hurting because of love. Something betrayed them, something hurt them. So now they're utilizing their power into hurt others. Okay? So listen to your soul. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. Show love to the world. Okay? If you're with a partner, if you're married, show that person love. When was the last time you actually told somebody that you love them? Life is so short right now. Life can be taken away so quickly, in seconds. I worked on and off call at a hospice for many years, until recently. And you see how fragile life is. Like, we've all experienced death. We've all experienced pain. When there is pain, there's love. When there's love, there's pain. Okay? So is there someone that you wanted to maybe perhaps ask out? Is there someone you have a crush on that you'd like to say, Would you like to have a coffee? Would you like to get together and have lunch? Something like that, right? Take that chance. Even if that person says no, at least right? But at least you listen to your heart You listen to your soul. You listened within, okay? Your heart and soul has to be balanced as one. All right? So let's pull a couple of cards here, maybe a card. We'll see what Spirit says with the crystals. I'm going to use the deck Daily Crystal Inspiration by Heather Askinois. And I mean, I love crystals. I have like, oh my goodness, I have my Ganesh on, of course, Aqua Aura. I have my Malabeads. I have lots of crystals on. I go by the energy. I scan crystals and I'm like, what do I want to wear today? What do I feel like wearing? That's how I work with my crystals. So whatever crystals you're drawn to, that's the one for you. There's no wrong or right. So go with what resonates with you always. So let's see what the collective for September 18th to 22nd is for Spirit, from the universal cosmic forces here for the crystals. What crystal is best for this week? What crystal is best to, wow. Isn't that amazing? Citron, bring in the light. And actually, here's one of my citron pieces. I have two similar like this. They both look like drumsticks. This is actually really heavy. And I was looking, this was a little while ago. I came across this and there was like 3 pieces and I'm like, oh my gosh, which one do I want? Which one do I choose? And it was really hard choosing because it was either this one or the other one. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take them both. So came the credit card, right? So citron. So go by what crystals you're drawn to. And this one here is bringing in the light. So, you know, it's like staying away from the darkness, bottom line, right? You know, bring in your own light. Citron is abundance as well, you know, and look how beautiful the color is, right? It has that fall kind of vibe. Like as I'm looking in this crystal, I can see leaves coming up. I can see waves. I can see the sun reflecting. I don't know if any of you can see that. Tell me. So for those of you who are seeing this card, let me know what you're seeing. Like what images are you seeing in this crystal? I think it's so beautiful, right? So I'm just curious. Let me all know what you think of that crystal, what you are personally seeing. Like we all see our own thing and there's no wrong or right. That's why we're all gifted. And that's why, just to give you an example, many years ago, I took a workshop. And the teacher was saying, you know, there was somebody that said, you know what, this is what I'm seeing and feeling. And the teacher, so-called teacher, came up to that person and said, no, you're wrong. You should only be seeing this. And I was quite taken back by that, you know, and I said to this girl, I said, you know what you're seeing is your truth. What you're seeing is what your soul is showing you. Ignore what this energy, egotistical energy, is saying to you. How dare, that's not a teacher. Teachers don't judge. Teachers should be open to love and be there to support their students, right? Like how dare, don't even go there. See how upset I can get. I couldn't believe that. I do believe that, but I couldn't believe that. This teacher embarrassed her in front of everyone else in the class. And I'm like, wow. So anyways, let's just pull last card here. What's the last message here for the crystals for September 18th? Wow. Release your emotional baggage. Argonite. Look at that. Argonite. So orange is also the chakra, sacral chakra. For those of you, maybe you need to let go of past relationships, working with you for your motherhood fertility issues as well. Now is the time to let go of, negative energies and stuff. You know how I was just bringing up the teacher, right? And you saw me getting upset with that, right? Because I don't like when people try to embarrass people and treat others with disrespect from their ego. That does upset me, right? But we all have our journey to go through, okay? No one can judge anybody, right? However, there's a difference with right and wrong in situations, okay? So release what energies that are holding you back. You know how I'm saying this weekend is all about also family wounding, inner child. That's the Chiron energy. Really pay attention to that, you guys. Okay? Really pay attention. So please subscribe to my channel, right? I'm going to start going live on YouTube doing some free psychic clairvoyant readings here soon. And I do have a group on Facebook where I go live and I do free psychic clairvoyant readings. I'm going to put that information in the description box. So join my group and you're going to see me in there. I'm on social media. I'll put all that below. And for those of you who want to book a private reading with me, my website will be there for you. All right, you guys, let me know what's going on for you this week. Okay? Namaste.